Hello, welcome to Chapter 3 Podcast, the show for readers of science fiction, fantasy, and romance. This is Season 2, Episode 31, our second to last episode of the year. And today, me and Izzy are here talking 2022 Netflix holiday movies. So a very festive episode for all of you. I think it'll be fun.
I'm very excited.
Me too.
I took notes while I watched these, so like,
did you? I'm so
a little
impressed.
bit.
I didn't, but I did watch one of them with my channel patrons, so like lots of commentary throughout, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've got 3 we're talking about today. So, for anybody following along, there will probably be spoilers for these movies. So sorry, but we have Christmas with You, Falling for Christmas, and The Noel Diary. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
The two names that I completely butcher, which I keep mixing up, Falling for Christmas and Christmas with You, into like a mix of both titles somehow.
Falling for You or Christmas for
Falling for Christmas. Yeah, I keep like everything switching them back and like, every which way that could not be the right title. And I was just like, I give up.
It's okay.
I give up. I was like, it's the Lindsay Lohan movie and the Freddie Prinze Jr. movie.
Exactly. That's all we really need to know. And this is fun because this is our first time doing a live episode. Me and Leanna did one live. We've been testing this out for our next season in 2023. And hi, Coffee and Chocolate has only seen The Noel Diary. That's okay.
I mean,
there's plenty to talk about.
Lot to spoil. I feel like they're Christmas movies.
I mean, honestly, you kind of know where they're going. Yeah, you kind of know where they're going. I don't know how much there is to spoil. So how do we want to approach this conversation?
I mean, I think we pick one. What one do you want to talk about first?
Well, what did you watch first?
I watched Falling for Christmas first.
Me too.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Lindsay Lohan's return to movies.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe she's been in some indie things, but I haven't seen her in anything.
I've not seen her like on a thing in a long time. Yeah. And I thought that was nice. I thought it was fun that it was a Christmas movie. I also realized like we're hitting the age where our like childhood stars are now going to be in these weird Christmas movies. And I had not thought about that previously. She definitely does look like she's aged, which valid. She should. I'm glad she doesn't still look like she's 20.
I mean, to be honest, I like the fact that she is letting herself age because I think sometimes in Hollywood we get these women who feel like they need to keep looking like they're 20 when they're not. And so I kind of appreciate that. But I know she also had a rough period of her life, which can age you a little quicker. I
think that didn't help. Yeah. Okay. When I started this one, I was just like, oh yeah, we're going straight to the trope of like I don't appreciate anything. I hate, like, not hate the world. I just like am so spoiled. I have no idea about anything and anything at all in the world. And I'm lost and confused in life. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great.
Oh my God.
This is going to be absolutely great. And like, she's on the phone with the boyfriend and he is just as much of a mess as she is. And I was just like, oh, this is going to go so well.
Yep.
Like immediately I was sold.
Was so absurd. I mean, I feel like Amnesia is often a little absurd and there was so much of it. And you always, this is the thing, you always have to have the scene with the couple walking at night through like a holiday market or lit up Christmas trees or something. Like that's like a mandatory scene, which we definitely got in a few of these.
And it was just so funny to watch, like her and her guy, I don't remember his name, of course, at all, like on their like thing. Yeah. And then our love interest, who's from Glee, because I was like, why do I recognize you?
Oh, like, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Later seasons of Glee, but he was in Glee. Okay. I was like, why do I recognize you? And then him like interacting with her dad. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. I did notice. I always look at the cups in movies now because you can always tell how they're filled or not filled and like weird things about how like the actors are holding them. Now you're going to notice.
Oh no.
Because it's funny. He's like holding the cup of coffee that he like spills on her. And it was the funniest thing ever because like the way he's holding it, it's so obvious that it's just like filled with like a solid liquid.
Yeah.
Because he's like almost spilling the entire cup as he walks already before he even bumps into her. And I was like, dude, what is going on? it's a fake filled cup, but like, can you hold it like a cup, like a little more delicately? He literally had it like tilted like this at one point.
Oh no, I feel like this is gonna ruin things for me now. I'm gonna notice.
No, it's funny. It cracks me up every time because like you can tell when like they drink out of an empty one too in these movies. It's just very funny.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, because I watched this one with my husband, and I was hardcore rooting for the boyfriend and the guy in the fishing hut. Like, I wanted them to be, I was like, they needed a cute little romance. Like, why? That would have been honestly like so much better than
Well,
the
I
way they
felt like
ended it.
his romance was happening with her assistant guy.
Well, I mean, it is, I don't know. I wanted, listen, I was rooting for the boyfriend and
I'm
the
Team
dude in the
Ralph,
fishing
and
hut.
the I think his name was Ralph.
Ralph, yeah. I'm same, Team Ralph, like justice for Ralph. That would have been.
He deserved a good romance. I love when, well, I guess we're going completely out of order now. Okay, so we had the spilled coffee cup, which was like our meet cute, right?
Right.
But like not enough for him to remember her because then she and the boyfriend go on the mountain and he proposes. Oh no, my favorite is she's like, I want to look sporty but not sweaty. Which is like such a statement.
Oh my god.
It makes so much sense.
I thought it was really hilarious that we get now all this poking fun at influencers.
Yes.
That
I was dying laughing. I was like, oh my gosh. So they go on the mountain, he proposes. She, of course, is on these like weird short ski things and goes flying backwards. Because she wasn't holding skis. She had on like
because she was like, I don't know how to ski. And he's like, that's fine. It's just for the picture. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to go so well.
Yeah. So she tumbles down the mountain. He also falls off the mountain. Somehow doesn't get amnesia, but she does.
Mm-hmm.
And then our hero, of course, finds her laying in the woods alive. But I do think that fall would have killed a normal person, like most people, non-movie setting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he had proposed, and like she obviously did not want to accept the proposal, which I thought was really interesting too, that she still was like accepting it even though she didn't want to.
Well, it was like for show, sort of.
Yeah.
It feels like it was more about the brand than it was, which is interesting, right? Because we have another movie that did something very similar this year as well. So that seems to be a theme of sort of
so
this
like single parent theme.
Oh yeah, you got to have if it's if it's the guy, he's got to have a kid from a previous relationship because you need to have trauma from like a traumatic backstory is a must for at least one character, you know.
Yeah, so that's how she ends up with her amnesia and then ends up at the other lodge, which is like this cute little bed and breakfast. And it is a disaster of her trying to learn how to be a human.
And like do chores. I was like,
yeah, it was really funny.
Oh no.
The bed making scene felt very accurate at times though.
Yeah.
When you're like fighting that fitted sheet to go on.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you need a partner to help you make your bed and not just do it by yourself. I thought it was really funny. The daughter was cute. It was, I mean, like it was silly, but it was kind of funny.
It was fun to watch Lindsay Lohan have fun in a movie again.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I feel like she was in a lot of movies when we were younger that were like fun and silly movies, and it felt like kind of reprising that as an adult.
Yeah.
In a way, which I really appreciated. And yeah, the theme of the single dads was so random. I was like, oh, we have 2 single dads already. And we had themes around them being Spanish or mixed, at least. I don't know what the mom is in the Christmas with You. They didn't talk about it, but like he was Spanish. So like it was just, I was like, this is interesting. Like we've got, because in this one she's also Spanish and they have the grandma there. So
yeah. Well, one thing that's interesting, and I know we're going to get to it later in more detail, but with Christmas with You with Freddie Prinze Jr., I didn't realize he is Latin and his dad, I think, was like a big dad or grandpa was like a big like star.
Yeah,
like,
his dad was.
His dad, yeah. So I just think it's interesting and maybe kind of cool to be able to play a character in line.
Well, I forgot too, because like I know I'd heard that and then I forget and then I find out again and I'm always like, oh yeah, that's a thing that I know and I forget I know. Yeah, that's how I felt with that one too. But yeah, I just thought I was excited to see it. Like it was fun to see that rep there because like feel like I don't know how much Hallmark we've gotten with that yet. So
good point.
Like Hallmark's doing more Black romance Christmas movies now and stuff like that. But like I don't know, So I was like, oh, this is neat to see something different.
Yeah. No, I liked it too. I will say, on a slightly less positive note, another theme that I saw across both Falling for Christmas and Christmas with You is I thought the hair on both of the guys was terrible.
Yes. His hair was less terrible
in Falling for Christmas.
In Falling for Christmas.
Yeah, you know what though? It looked like a late 90s teen boy haircut.
It did. It felt accurate for that character though, in a weird way. I feel like as like a guy that runs like a weird ski lodge and like lives in the mountains and probably doesn't go to the barber shop very often.
I guess. I didn't love it, but then Freddie Prinze Jr., like, I don't
Okay,
what were they thinking?
It looked like they sprayed hair on his head.
It was distractingly bad. Well, and they dyed it for the movie. If you look at his Instagram and look at what his photo from the premiere of this movie, it's so much better. The styling is better. The salt and pepper is better. They should have just let him do his own hair. I don't know what they were thinking with his hair.
Well, and his kid in this movie is old. Like, so in Falling for Christmas, his kid's pretty young, right? Like, she's younger. Right. But in Christmas with You, like, they're both
she's a teenager.
40s or 50s.
Exactly.
Like, they're not supposed to be 30 years old. And like, that's an age when you have gray hair.
Yeah, let him have his own salt and pepper hair. And the styling was awful. I don't know.
He looked like a troll doll hair.
Oh, it was so bad.
And I swear to God, it looked like they sprayed like hair in a can on his head.
It's weird. Well, and the thing is he's a good looking guy. And if you look at his photos normally, like even at the premiere, like he looks great for his age and stuff. But I don't know what they were thinking with his hair for this movie.
I don't either. Because he does look like, I just ran to his Instagram because I was like, I have to see now. But yeah, he looks fine everywhere else. But then like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can.
Oh my God, their Halloween costume.
Yeah, I can even pull it up for anybody who's watching this on YouTube. If you're listening, just go to his Instagram and check it out. But for the purposes of people, on YouTube, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So much better. Here we go. Okay, so listen, this is Freddie Prinze Jr. at the premiere for Christmas with You, and like he looks great.
Yeah,
like this is so much better than whatever they decided to do.
What on earth were they doing?
What were they thinking? I don't know. But it is interesting because I don't know that I've seen Freddie Prinze Jr. either in anything.
No, I don't think I have either.
15, 20 years. So
well, he's done a lot of voice stuff. He does like Star Wars voice acting for the animated stuff. I cannot remember who he is, but he's somebody. He's one of the big characters. Who is he? But yeah, anyways, he's somebody on that I know. But yeah, I don't feel like his face has been like the main star of anything in ages. So it was nice to see him again, but I just was like, what is this hair?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting too because I've been I had forgotten because I watched this one with my patrons and they were reminding me that he's married to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, and they're still married like after 20 some years, which is like adorable.
That for them. It's so cute. They just seem to have a nice life for themselves.
They do.
Not us skipping around from movie to movie, but
we'll redirect back to Falling for Christmas and finish that one up so we can talk about Christmas with You because I feel like there's a lot to discuss about
There's a lot to discuss about it, yes.
I did think it was interesting also in Falling for Christmas that he was like, I kind of recognize her, but I don't. But I feel like he should have recognized her.
Yes, I didn't find that believable.
Of the owner of this hotel because like it just felt weird to me because I was like, wouldn't you know?
Well, also she yelled at him for spilling coffee on her.
I know, like you think you would remember that.
You would recognize her. I don't know. It was very strange to me. I was like, I find this not believable.
Yeah, same. And then I also thought it was weird how long it took her dad and assistant to look for her.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because her dad was out of town. and everybody assumed she had gone off with her boyfriend.
I guess so. But I don't know. I feel like you would have been like, oh, we need to look for her, maybe.
Maybe.
But that's just me in my brain, I guess. I don't know. I was just like, this is weird.
I also thought it was funny, the like Santa dude who kept popping up.
Yeah, we had to have the weird, like, I don't always love when
weird.
they do the weird Santas who are like, I'm this dude at this Christmas market, but I'm secretly Santa and I have magic. And he like makes the daughter's wish come true. And instead is like,
it's not my favorite.
Weird magic. Like, we don't need that.
No. Because it's not a children's movie.
No. I don't know. That was weird. I thought that the daughter like wished for her dad to find romance, and then that's what knocked Lindsay off the mountain. Was that magic? Which also, like, what a bad use of your Santa magic. You literally like threw someone off a mountain and gave them amnesia. To find love. Like,
yep. Although, was anybody surprised that the boyfriend ended up with a guy of some sort at the end?
No, and I was like, this is valid. My goal was it's bisexual or pansexual representation happening. So like, I was like, this is great.
So. This
cute. Makes sense.
I just wanted him with Ralph instead. I think that would have been cute. That was the movie that I wanted.
The shoe moment where like he like is shoving the snowshoes onto his feet was very romantic.
I know, right?
And it also moments.
They had several moments together where I was like, oh, I feel like something's gonna happen here. So I was like, wait, what? The assistant? What?
Yeah.
No, come on.
There was like no setup for that.
No.
We had a lot more setup for Ralph to be the love interest.
It should have been Ralph.
But yeah, I just thought this one was like really cute, but also just like very run-of-the-mill Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted. That's what I wanted from it though, right? Like I don't want my Christmas movies to be like, we're innovating. Like, please no. Give me exactly what I want, which is like really cliche like Christmas movie, right? Which is what this felt like.
Yep. It was definitely that, which is fine. I feel like these are fun to just like have commentary through while watching them. That's how I like to watch them. So, yeah. So
I marathoned them all yesterday. So
nice. I did not. I've been like spacing them out a little bit.
Probably was not a good idea, but it's fine.
Oh man. So what would you rate Falling for Christmas?
I think it's like a 4 out of Christmas movies. It's not like one that I'm going to be like, I have to rewatch this every year.
No.
Which would be like a 5 for me in these, but like it gave me what I needed and what I wanted, so it's like a 4. You know, like 3.5, 4. It's right in there.
I think I would agree with that.
So there's that.
All right. So since we've been talking about it, let's talk about Christmas with you.
Literally my first note, even though we already discussed this, was Freddie's hair is so bad.
Oh, it's so bad. Oh my God.
Okay, I was very off-put by some of the diet stuff in this one. It made sense, but it was still just like, I was like, what? Like, why are we eating whole sticks of celery?
Well, okay, so I called it, which I was not. I don't think I was wrong. Like at the beginning of it, I was like, oh, I get it. Her character arc is going to be learning how to eat.
Yeah, and it was. You're not wrong.
I wasn't wrong. Which I mean, you know, like it is true, I guess, that in that industry there are a lot of people with eating disorders, and she certainly had one. So I hope that they were able to.
I agree. It just threw me because I'm like, it's a Christmas movie. Why are we doing this?
Well, I mean, I think, fair. I think part of it though is because the food, like the Latin culture food, was such a big part of it that it was a lot of like, okay, in appreciating Christmas, you're also going to reconnect with your roots and learn to like eat,
which was nice. You know. Like, and again, we had yet another partner / not partner who was just like so shitty.
Oh,
in
terrible.
This one,
yeah,
like he was so bad. Her like half broken up, but we're pretending we're still together partner.
Right. Yeah,
it was a disaster of a human.
Yes, 100%. I think this one was very silly. Freddie Prinze Jr. I think was the highlight of this for me. His acting was excellent. Like once you get past the hair, like his acting was great. The daughter also was really good. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, I thought she did a good job.
Her singing the Christmas song, it was not good.
No, the Christmas song singing was not great.
It was
I kind of zoned out every time she sang. And I don't know that her chemistry with Freddie was great.
Yeah.
At times, like, there were moments that it was good towards the end. I feel like their chemistry was better, but their chemistry in the movie didn't feel present.
Yeah, I feel like it got better over time, but it felt like early on she was trying so hard to put on the persona that the character would play that we were missing some of the connection.
I agree. Yeah, that was definitely a struggle point. I thought it was really cute
Yeah.
how obsessed the daughter was with her, like, that it was, like,
Mhm.
her favorite pop star and stuff,
Yeah, that
and
was
that we
great.
had, like, the video go get to her, and she decided to go see her, which was, like, weird but funny because I was like, "This would never happen." But, like, it's a movie. We can
Yeah.
suspend disbelief of, like, a pop star being able to walk into the school and call on a student
Yeah.
to the office.
I would say that the other highlight of this, who I think was one of the best actors as well, was her, I don't know, agent, I guess,
Yeah,
whoever she
like her
was,
manager or
her
something.
manager.
She was
She was
really good.
so good. The acting
Yeah.
was fantastic. Everybody, when we were doing like a watch party for it, was like, give her own movie. She should be the lead. I was like, yeah, 100%. I would watch her
Yeah.
as the lead in something, definitely.
Same. I loved her in the opening. She's in like this amazing suit.
Yeah, some
And
of
I
the
was like, I would wear
costuming was
this.
so good. There was some, like, hair aside,
Mhm.
like, a lot of the costumes were great.
Yeah. And I think that this was one where like the storyline just didn't work great completely in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like it was strange.
Yeah. I mean, there were things that I liked about it. I liked that sort of by the end, she is supporting other women in the industry instead of getting into this like fighting against each other. I liked the
Mhm.
Latinx
Yeah.
representation. So like there were things that I liked about it, but
Mhm.
do think I wanted more from their chemistry. And I think one big issue that made it hard is that the big scene is supposed to be her singing the song they wrote together, and it was just not good. And then at the end, they're like, "This is amazing. It's gonna be a new hot." And I was like, "No, no, it's not. No one's gonna want to
I
listen
thought it
to
was
this
funny. They're
song."
like, well, you have to do like the
Ugh.
Mariah Carey thing. You have to have your big Christmas song. And I was like, absolutely no one. No one has topped that dang Mariah Carey Christmas song.
Yeah,
So you can't convince me that you're going to do it in this movie.
and this definitely wasn't gonna even like come anywhere near it. Not
Mhm.
even. It was not great.
No, it was really, really weird.
Yeah.
But I thought her trying to teach the quinceanera dance, like help them with the dance to the
Mhm.
song was really funny when he was like, no,
He was
no,
like,
they're
"No,
not doing that.
we're not doing that. They're 15." She's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
like
oh, right, yeah. Too
that's too
sexy."
much.
Yeah.
That was funny. And then I love how she like crashed the party. Not really
Mhm.
crashed it, but like surprised her with it. I thought that was really cute. I
Yeah.
also loved the grandma who like
The
was
grandma
obsessed
was
with the boyfriend.
amazing. Oh, I
And they're
loved
like,
it.
yes, he takes his shirt off all the time. It's great. And then when he showed up and was a dick, she's like, I don't like him anymore. I was like, yes, commitment.
We all kinda, like, wanted the grandma to end up with the boyfriend. That would've
That would
been
have been
fun.
hilarious.
Yeah,
I
she
would
was
have been here
great.
for
I
that.
loved her.
But yeah, this one I just like I feel like I watched it and was like, okay. Like
Mhm.
Freddie was great.
Yeah.
I could have done less singing, less
Mhm.
lyric writing.
Mhm.
And then this one had our walk through like the lighted trail thing, I feel like was
But
theirs.
nobody was there right before Christmas,
Which like
which was weird.
jealous because I feel like anything I go to Christmas related is packed.
Right.
And I don't go because I get so annoyed at all the people. I'm
That's
like,
fair.
no, thank you. There's
Oh
too
my
many
gosh.
people.
That's fair. I just thought it was funny. I was like, "Really? It's a small town right before the holidays. This is, like, one of the main attractions and no one's there."
I know. I was like, that's weird.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just think he really was the star of it. And it was just kind of like, I'm only here for you and your weird troll hair
They
that I
shoulda just
hate.
let him do his own hair, like,
I
seriously, like,
know.
don't dye it, let him style it. He does a better job with his hair than they
It
did,
just,
but
what a choice that we
mhm,
made here.
mhm.
I also felt like the costuming in this one was a little strange at times. Like, I felt like, I mean, obviously our pop star is going to be very done up, but like, I just felt like everyone else's costuming felt like they put like less money into in a weird way, where like they looked a little more frumpy at times. I noticed.
I think he did, like his costuming kind of did, but
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
not like terribly, terribly so, but like I was just like, we can't just like put him in a Henley, like at least like the classic Christmas movie outfit, right? Is like a
Yeah.
Henley. Like
Mm-hmm.
it felt like weird compared to the other movies costuming, where I feel like he was well dressed and like pretty well curated outfits and looked nice. This felt like I am actually a music teacher, not in a movie.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't
It's
know.
valid.
But
It just
yeah.
was weird. It was just strange, like to see them together like that, I guess, if that makes sense. Like back to back,
Yeah.
to be like, this is weird. This feels like very well costumed, and this felt like
Yeah.
not as well done.
That's fair.
Yeah, that song was so bad.
The song was
So
terrible.
bad.
Yeah, I don't know how they thought that was a good and that was the title of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I keep wanting to call it Christmas Without You, so there's that too.
Christmas
That's one of the
Without
other
You.
titles
Oh no.
that my brain keeps subbing in instead of Christmas With You. It's Christmas Without You.
Oh
They
no.
died. It's no longer a fun romantic Christmas movie.
Oh geez, that's terrible. But yeah, I'd like to see more of Freddie Prinze Jr. and more because his
I think it would
acting
be
is
very
really
fun.
good.
Like, and again, can we just put him in a Henley?
And leave him with his salt and pepper hair. Like, just
Yeah,
let
like
him let it
let's
be. Let it be.
he can be a single dad in like a bunch more movies.
Mhm. What's this?
So
Someone said
yeah,
Christmas
Christmas
is a
isn't a
day.
day. This is
It's
true.
true. It's true.
One day.
Yeah. So then we had our it's a nice day, or at least it was.
Yeah, it is sometimes. Sometimes it's not. We'll see, it
It
varies.
varies. It varies.
The Noel Diary. You mean I'm a super famous writer that you've never heard of somehow and don't recognize, even though I'm on billboards and buses?
I thought that was funny.
I died laughing. So
Yeah.
my partner watched this one, some of it with me. Called this guy a Dollar Tree or a budget Chris Evans.
Ooh.
And I was like, ouch.
Mhm.
I was like, you're not wrong though.
I mean, fair.
Because he did run like in a white t-shirt through the rain and barefoot, which I felt like was like just for the, wet shirt effect.
Yeah.
And he had moments. I could see this. Like he kind of had some of that energy. But yeah, this one, well, hold on. Wait, what did you rate Christmas With You? We skipped that part.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm done. This
right. I mean, Christmas With You, I feel like is like a 3. I think I had a good time because I was watching it with patrons and we were laughing at stuff. Like I had fun that way, but like I probably wouldn't watch it again, but it does make me want to see more with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, I think I'm at the same with that one, which is also part of why like I feel like Falling for Christmas ended up being a 4 over a 3.5, because I just had more fun watching it than I did this one.
Yeah.
So
the Noel Diaries or Diary, I have very mixed feelings about this one.
okay.
I didn't like the ending.
Okay.
It was
So the plot of this one was what? She shows up at his dead mom's house looking for her mom because she was adopted.
Right, her birth mom.
And wants to find out like more about her birth mom and stuff.
Right.
And then he's like very fair to be grumpy your parent is gone, I feel like, but also feels as though he has been absent from his parents' life pre them being gone also in a weird way.
Well, it sounds like his mom was like at the very least neglectful, if not outright abusive.
Yeah.
And had like partly due to like mental health things after the death of his brother. This was definitely a heavier one. Like this was your more
very heavy.
It was a very heavy holiday movie instead of whereas the other ones were much lighter. I don't know, because like that was the whole thing, is like both of them had really heavy backstories. We have the flashbacks to her birth mom writing this journal when she had kind of been an outcast, and she's looking for her birth mom. He doesn't want to be there because he it seems like he hasn't been back to the house in 15 years or something,
Yeah,
because
it's
as
been a
soon as
long
he could
time.
leave, he was like, "I'm out,"
Mhm.
because, you know, his mom had problems and was
Yeah,
not a good parent to him, and then, like, he hasn't talked to his dad since his dad walked out when he was, like, 4 or 5 years old,
yeah.
and I just I
It's
listen,
weird.
it's weird, and also I didn't feel like the movie adequately recognized the seriousness of the fact that the
Yeah.
dad left him with
Mhm.
a mentally and emotionally unstable parent
Yeah.
alone and thought that that was the best thing for his child, and didn't even, like, stop by and check in, and yeah, okay, we find out at the end that he had been writing letters that the mom never
But,
gave,
like,
but,
that's
like,
not
that's
enough
not
to
nearly enough.
justify just walking away and never thinking like, "Yeah, I should probably check in on my kid."
Yeah. And
It
then
was
they're just
weird.
like they decorate a Christmas tree together and have a chat, and he's like, "Well, I forgive you," and now we have a relationship. And I'm like, no, like, what?"
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
It was weird. It
It
was
was
so weird. It would like,
yeah.
that part was weird. I didn't like that part. I liked a lot of the rest of it is the problem
I
that I
liked
should
him and
struggle with.
her together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked him, like, and her, like, going through the stuff and
Mhm.
finding things and him deciding, like, "Yeah, I'll go with you to go find my dad and ask him." And I thought it was weirdly heavy. Like, it just the setup of the, like, description does not tell you that, like, we are gonna be dealing with, like, child death and loss of a sibling/parents and all these
It was
things. And then I was just like, "Okay," but the 2 of them together I thought was really fun. I know a lot of people are very mad because she was engaged when they first were talking and stuff,
yeah.
but I it didn't bug me because I felt like it like in Falling for Christmas, it wasn't a real engagement.
No, well, and it was so obvious that, like, it wasn't a good relationship. And, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It
it
didn't
didn't
bother
bug
me
me.
too much.
Same.
What bothered me more was him deciding to go talk to her birth mom
Mhm.
when she had not been ready to do that herself. Like, that to me felt like overstepping a boundary. Um,
I feel like he did that though for himself too since she was, like, his nanny also.
yeah, I don't know.
I was torn on it because it was like a
I
both.
I just feel like that is not like, that to me feels like a really private personal decision of whether you're gonna make contact or not, and
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't comfortable with that,
I
and
was,
the
like,
ending
in
was
the
so
middle.
weird. I was like, "Really? Like, the ending shot is her across the street, and that's how we're ending the movie? Like, give
Yeah.
us something else."
Like, no, like, running across the field together to
Yeah, like,
reunite
you
or
don't even get a
anything.
moment. I was like, "Real this is a choice for how to end
It
the
was
movie."
just and I also thought it was funny when she's like, "What do you do?" And he's like, I'm a writer or whatever." And then she, like, thinks he's broke.
Yeah,
That was still my
that
favorite
was
moment, and, like,
funny.
a
I
bus
liked that
literally goes
too.
by with his face on it and his book. And I was just like,
I thought that was
um
funny.
and the way it opened, like, we immediately know he's, like, this bestseller.
Yeah.
And I also think it's weird that the neighbor who knew about the issues didn't try and help him more as a
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
Like, people just literally were like, "Yeah, whatever, your mom's not doing a great job. I'm just
Right,
gonna
and
leave
didn't
you here."
intervene. Yeah,
Like,
I don't
all of these
know.
people didn't intervene, and it's so strange to me that they did that.
Yeah, I did not like that. I did really like the moment. I thought it was funny when she had picked up his book and
Mhm.
accidentally leaves the connecting door in the hotel room open, and he, like,
Yeah.
leans back and sees her in bed, like, reading his book.
That
I
was
thought
really cute, and I love
that
when
was
she was
cute.
like, "Well, if I didn't like it, I didn't want you to know." And I was like, "That is valid because I do
Mhm.
refuse I will buy a book anyone I know writes, but I will probably never read it because if I don't like it, I don't wanna feel bad."
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, there's some people that we're like I'm friendly with that I will read it still, but,
Mhm.
like, if I'm very good friends with someone and they publish a book, absolutely not.
I mean, it's for me, it's, like, different if I already Like, I have people that I became friends with,
Yeah.
or, like, after having read their books and then
Yes.
read more books, like, so
And that's
whatever.
fine. But I meant, like, if it was like, "Here's my debut," I'd be like, "Cool, I'm gonna go buy your book. I'm never reading this, though, so don't ask me."
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I have at least one of those on my shelf that I'm like, "I don't know if I'm ever gonna read this because I don't
Yeah.
wanna dislike it and then review
Yeah.
it." Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, it was so cute. Like, that was really cute. They had such good chemistry
They
compared to
did.
the other movie as well, and I really liked him. I did have also more costuming issues here, though. He's just, like, in a t-shirt and a scarf,
Yeah,
just hanging out in the house, like, what
yeah.
are we doing? Are we going to, like, a poetry thing? Like, what is going on
He's a
here?
writer.
I know, I just was like, "What?" And, like, another scene, he's in, like, a long sleeve shirt and a scarf, and I was like, "How do you come home, take your jacket off, but leave your scarf on?" Like, it makes
Maybe
no
his
sense to
neck
me.
gets cold easily, I don't know.
Don't know. At least he was dressed in, like, appropriately winter clothes, I felt
Yes,
like, and
that
looked
is true.
stylish,
Yeah.
which was nice, but, like, I just it was I don't know.
I did think that they had the best chemistry of all
They
3
did.
movies.
I agree. I liked their chemistry so much. I think they were really good together, and I think
Yeah.
that they're, like, going on the adventure element of it, I guess, if you wanna call it kinda is, was fun and enjoyable, and I loved the dog. The dog was great.
Mhm.
The dog was very cute.
I feel like with a better script, I could have loved this movie because I liked them
Yes.
so much.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it just was such a it was I don't know. These are all so very strange. They're so very different from each other
They were
also.
very different, it's true. Yeah.
So,
So what would you rate The Noel
this one I think
Diary?
is also more of a 4 or a higher like, if you're gonna get nitpicky, like a 3.75-ish, because
Okay.
I really liked their chemistry, and I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Christmas with You.
Interesting.
But at the same time, there's so many things about it that drag it down to not a 4. Does that make sense? Like, but it's not like a 3. Like, I could see myself rewatching this actually, which is the weird
Really?
part. I
Okay.
think I could rewatch this one. The one I'm most likely to rewatch is Falling for
Falling
Christmas,
for
though.
Christmas. I think that's fair. I think for me this is a 3 also.
Yeah.
Um, I just to me, the plot things that I didn't like dragged it down too much, even though I
Mhm.
loved their chemistry. So we
Yeah.
have a comment. Hey, um,
Well,
comment saying, "I really wanted to like Christmas with you. It was just okay."
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think that is pretty much how we're feeling as well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I think that's it. So, like, I thought about, like, how would I rank all 3?
Mhm.
In my, like, Vlogmas video I was talking about, I was like, "I'm watching all of these. This is my ranking." It's Falling for Christmas, The Noel Diary, and then Christmas with You. And that's where, like, I feel like Christmas with You is a 3-ish, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah.
they're all
See, for me,
Christmas
I feel
movies.
like they're, like, about the same. I have different problems with each of them. Like, I
I can
like
see that.
yeah, so,
See,
um
I feel like there's, like, a slight chance of me actually rewatching The Noel Diary, whereas, like,
okay,
Christmas
I
with
can
You,
s
I'm not. That song did me in. I'm
the
done.
song was terrible.
The song guaranteed it. I will not revisit.
Yeah. No, I think Falling for Christmas, I would rewatch it, but again, I'm like, Ralph should have been Endgame for the boyfriend. I think that would have
Yeah.
been a much more entertaining end. But I feel like that was probably the highlight of the movies for this
Mhm.
year. And the Noel Diaries, I loved the actors. Their chemistry is
And
so
I think that's
good
part of why I feel like I would rewatch it is I really liked their
because you really like
chemistry.
them. Yeah, which is fair. I just don't like some of the script choices.
No, I mean, I didn't either, is the thing. It's like, I also had issues with it. I just was like, of the 3, if I was like, "I'm just gonna put on a Netflix Christmas movie,"
Yeah.
and I'm not rewatching my favorites, which are, like,
Mhm.
The Night Before Christmas and, the the Christmas Prince one.
Oh yeah.
Um, the 3 trilogy that we have
Yeah.
now, if it's not
Yeah.
one of those, it would be one of those other 2, I feel like
Fair.
now,
Fair.
because those are
Yeah.
top tier.
Yeah. I've gotta say, I don't think this is the strongest year for Netflix Christmas
No,
movies. They have had better years.
agreed.
So but it was interesting, and it was kind of fun to see people who were big when we were teenagers come back as love interests.
Yeah, that was fun. And it was just fun to see. I mean, again, more Freddie Prinze in other Christmas movies, please.
Yeah. Or just in general, honestly, he's a great actor. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're doing just fine.
I'm sure they are. Yeah. They seem like they have a good little life, which I love.
Yeah.
I love that for them. So, if we don't have, do you have any final thoughts on this before we'll move on? Oh, we have a comment. I was surprised there weren't any Kat Graham or Vanessa Hudgens movies. Same.
Oh, that's the other one, The Princess Switch. I will also just throw on The Princess Switch. I need to watch the other ones in that series, but like,
listen,
that's what I want.
Hilarious. Yeah.
That's what I want out of that's why I like Falling for Christmas, right? It is absurd. Yeah. And that is what I want out of every single Christmas movie I watch. I want it to be ridiculous because that is the point.
Yep.
That's the point.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, same, which I think you do definitely get in Falling for Christmas. So I feel like that was the most what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And I think the Noel Diaries, they were trying to do a more serious holiday movie, which they accomplished, but I don't think it was a good version of it. It was
it wasn't great.
Much.
It was
supposed to make you cry, and I didn't cry. I was just like,
oh, was it? I didn't even think about that.
I think so.
I don't cry at things, but
I do I do sometimes, but I feel like they were aiming to have that be the holiday movie that's the tearjerker. I just don't think it really hit.
I don't think you're wrong, and I just honestly never thought of it. Because I'm just that person who, like, there's very few things that will make me cry, so.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that was, like, supposed to be for the audience who likes the Christmas Shoes song.
Oh, God, that god-awful song.
Yeah, it's depressing.
I forget about it every year, and then I remember.
And then you have to remember, yeah.
Yeah, somebody talks about it.
Yeah. So, not the best year for it, but Falling for Christmas was a highlight, and there's always next year. So I think we are going to move into On My Radar, where we'll share some recent or upcoming book releases in romance that we're excited about. New change, if you missed our last episode, is that from this month and moving into season 3 next year, we are going to just have 2 episodes per month, even on months where there is like enough time we could have 3 episodes. We'll have 2 episodes per month, 1 romance, 1 sci-fi fantasy, and we will do new releases in that month for the genre video or the genre episode we're talking about. So me and Izzy will talk about romance releases. Me and Lana will talk about sci-fi or fantasy releases. Hopefully that'll kind of narrow it in for the people watching the different episodes, because I know we have kind of a mix of people who check out the podcast for different genres. So we're going to talk about December romance releases. But first,
there's not a lot.
There are not a lot. Like, publishing kind of shuts down this time of year. But first, if you enjoy our podcast, we do appreciate if you take a moment to rate and review us so we can continue to reach more listeners. And if you are interested in getting early access to episodes, for those that we're pre-recording, now that we're doing live streams, not all of them are early, but also exclusive bonus content with every episode, consider supporting us on Patreon. Huge thanks to all of our supporting patrons, including our world-expanding patron, Trina. You make what we do possible, and we really appreciate all of your support. And our patron bonus content for today's episode will be discussing some of our favorite Christmas movies that were not the ones we talked about in this episode. So we'll be doing some more Christmas movie talk, which will be fun. What else do I need to announce before we get into this? The next episode is going to be December 27th. This one will be pre-recorded, but it'll be all 3 of us together talking about our favorite books of the year. So you can look forward to that. And then we'll be starting a fresh season in January. Stay tuned. Me and Izzy need to figure out what exactly we're doing. But if you're following along, Leanna and I are going to be doing a read-along for the Witcher series. And we'll be beginning in January with The Last Wish. So if you're following,
I was like, I have no idea what the first time was.
I was like, I don't know what is happening.
I watched The Witcher. I played the video games, read the books.
That was great. You sure you don't want to join? It's gonna be fun. Anyway,
so we'll come in for the last book and not have read any.
Yeah, just talk about
just crash the last book of the read-along. Like I just read the last one. I'm lost.
Yeah, totally. Will totally work. Oh my goodness. So December, we've got 4 romances to talk about. There's not much, y'all.
No.
things are kind of shutting down. First up, we've got Counterfeit Courtship by Synethia Williams. I've read this one. This is a Harlequin category romance, and it's the third book in kind of a fun series that she's put out following 3 Black brothers who are paranormal investigators, and each book follows one of the brothers finding love. This is the final book in the trilogy, and it includes fake dating. So if that is a trope you enjoy, go check it out. It is available now. And then if you
I need to read that series. Yeah. No, I love that series. I need to finish it. Okay. The first one I've got is Anastasia by Sophie Lark, which is like a much anticipated fantasy romance that has come out. I have not touched it yet because it is almost 700 pages. And if you know anything about me, it's that I avoid long books because it's not that I don't like them. It's just that it will take me 2 months to read it sometimes because I forget I'm reading the book.
Fair.
This is her, this is not a retelling or inspired by it. It's her version of that story. If that makes sense.
Interesting.
So like, it's not directly inspired by the movie or other things like that. Like obviously she did a bunch of research on the Romanovs and stuff, but this is her like version of the story. Okay. I'm really excited for it and I'm hoping to read it soon, but yeah, it is a big one. And I'm just, love a good fantasy romance. And I feel like that setting is very ripe for fantasy romance. So
Agreed. Then we've got Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez. This is a blast if you like reality dating shows. It's really fun, really high drama. And if you ever wished that instead of ending up with The Bachelor, 2 of the women in the house would end up together.
I want to read this one so bad.
It's really fun. It's technically YA, but I would say upper YA. They're like, 18, 19, 20 characters, and it like feels a little more mature. But it is fun. It's high drama, so you have to like that kind of reality TV drama, but it takes place where there's a reality show where a guy has a bunch of his exes come back on the show for second chance to see if they can rekindle the sparks. And one of the main characters goes on the show because she wants revenge because he cheated on her. And they put her in the same room with the girl that he cheated with, except maybe it turns out that she didn't know that it was cheating, and maybe the 2 of them end up together instead.
I love this.
So
that's
it's
perfect.
Really fun. I loved it. It was great.
All right, and then at the end of the month, December 27th, we have Never Cross a Highlander by Lisa Rain. This is a Black Highlander romance. I'm assuming it's interracial, but
it is not. It is Black romance.
Oh, it is Black love.
It's
yes.
Black love.
Okay, yeah. That makes me even more excited because I have not I got an arc. I've got to read it soon.
I'm reading it right now. It's not what and I wanted to tell you because it's not what I was expecting. Because most Highlander books are like fluffy fun, and this is not. This is a much more serious take on a Highlander historical romance where it's actually diving into the real history of Black people in Scotland during this time period. This. Yeah. And so
exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. It is a little heavy because our heroine at the beginning
she's escaping enslavement, it looks like.
Yes. So she had been freeborn, had been captured and had been enslaved, and she's like escaping with this dude who is like a big warrior for a Highlander clan. And it's fun, like it's getting fun. But also this one is going to be a little more like he's a little more alpha than my preference usually, but some people are going to love that. Like Izzy, you might love
Yeah, I will probably love that.
You'll probably love that. But yeah, so this is kind of cool because it's a historical Black love romance set in the Highlands of Scotland,
and they're on an adventure basically across the Highlands while they're to get her out to safety.
Yeah.
So I was just really excited when I saw this cover. I was like, oh my gosh!
I mean, it's a gorgeous cover. So
it's stunning. And then I was like, and we're getting like more, not just Beverly, more than Beverly Jenkins exists in historical romance with characters of color. So
yes, and I love that we're getting a lot more of that, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I've seen more and
so
more.
For me, that's an immediate. Like I have to read this. I have to get it.
Yeah.
because I was like, well, I want more of this. So
yes.
I'm very excited.
So that comes out, I think, December 27th or 28th.
Yes.
It's like the end of the month. So
yeah,
go check it out if that sounds up your alley. Yeah, thanks everybody. It has been a fun year. So we'll be back for one last episode before the end of the year to talk about our favorite books with all three of us together. Again, this has been Chapter 3 Podcast. We're your hosts, Bethany and Izzy. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Chapter 3 Podcast. And you can find us on our individual YouTube channels as well. And everything is linked below if you are looking for any of that. The next episode will be available in 2 weeks. And this episode's bonus content will be available to patrons in the next few days. Thanks for listening.